Hey everybody out there, this is Seto Kaiba from your Yu-Gi-Oh! Chat channel. And today guys, I'm going to profile for you my Gravekeeper deck. I've been playing Gravekeepers for the longest time since they came out in the 7th set ever of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I've loved them since they first came out. I love them and I think they're a great deck and such a great archetype. And I think the reason why they keep coming up year after year as an anti-meta deck, especially in slow formats, is because of Necro Valley. Necro Valley just shuts so many decks down, and that is what's kept Gravekeepers relevant for so long. It's because of Necro Valley, I believe. But yes, I love Gravekeepers. I'm happy for the new Gravekeeper support that's coming out. I'm hoping there's a little bit more Gravekeeper support that's going to come out. We'll find out eventually. My fingers crossed. But let's get started on this Gravekeeper deck profile, guys. So, it's not your normal Gravekeeper deck, but it's got its basic stuff. So you run your 3, Spy, it's your Searcher. Next to Dark Magician Girl and Blue Eyes Maiden, she's my favorite Gravekeeper because she does so many different... She puts in so much work with my Gravekeepers, and I've been playing them for so long, for 10 years, like I said, since the Pharaoh's Servant. But yeah, I love her. 3 Recruiter, it's your Witch of the Black Forest. It searches everything out you need in your Gravekeeper deck. Need I say more? It's one of the cards that you would like popping with Descendant. Your 3 Commandant. Recently, I've been seeing people run just 2 Commandant. I love Commandant. It just, if Necro Valley gets blown up, I can search for another one, or I can use it for a big beat stick. Now, this is where you may start wondering, but I'll give you my reasons why, and I'll explain to you more later on. The reason I run 3 Descendant is because my Descendants love they just love these cards. They love being Fiendish Chained, they love being Bottomless, and they love being Torrential. They just love doing that. So, you know, not Torrential, excuse me, Bottomless or Deprisoned, excuse me, Deprisoned. So those cards just love, you know, Descendants so much. Or, you know, Solemn Warning altogether. So, yeah, that's the reason why I run 3. Pretty much because I don't like it being banished, and if one gets Fiendish Chain, I can summon another one and pop it, the dead one, and you know, continue on with my plays. But there is another reason too I run it, which I'll explain later on. 2 Assailants. Assailants just helps me get out of a lot of sticky situations that I've ever been in with XYZs or Synchros. And yeah, she actually can help you get out from things like Big Eye too, if they have a Big Eye or Big XYZ with high defense. Yes, she can help you get out from monsters like that with a certain card I've added on to the deck, which I'll explain to you later. 2 Guard. I love Guard. He's a walking compulsory evacuation device. One of my favorite things to do is put your Guard face down, flip it up, pop the monster back, summon Descendant, pop the Guard, and then, you know, pop something else on the field and then attack. So Guards put in a lot of work, and there's a reason why I run 2. Reason why I run 2 of everything is because of Gravekeeper's Visionary. You may ask yourself, why do I not run Gravekeeper's, you know, Malefic monsters? Why do I not run Malefics? The reason I do not run Malefics is because if Necro Valley gets popped by MST or Necro Valley, that big 4,000 beat stick goes bye-bye. If I have Malefic, you know, Stardust Dragon, yes, that's a great card, but the problem is with Stardust Dragon, if Stardust Dragon gets destroyed, then, you know, it's very easy to get over 25 now. You can either, you know, there's so many different easy ways to get over a 25 attack monster nowadays. You can just summon a Gemini Pearl and bang over the dang thing. It's that easy nowadays. It's not hard. 25 is nothing. Visionary, though, can get up big, fast, and you can protect him, and he's hard. He can get big in attack. He's harder to get over, and he can stay on the field a lot longer than those guys can. In my opinion, what I found out from playing with them even recently, because this deck has been the only deck it ever had problems with was Spellbooks this format because of the field spell with Tower, Necro Valley, Tower, you know, that problem. But other than that, the deck does amazingly well against other decks. E-Dragons with side deck help, you can shut them down. Boojins, it can beat them fairly easily. I've had no problems. Fire Fist, we're doing good. Yeah, pretty much every other deck out there we're doing good. Fire Fist are a little bit hard because they're a little bit faster than Gravekeepers, but we still have ways of dealing with Fire Fist that I've beaten them in matches before. But that's all in the side deck, which I don't have out for you guys right now, though. But pretty much, you know, that's secret because my friends will watch this video. Two pots of dualities. I don't run three because I wanted to make the deck 40. It was going to be 43, and I just cut it down to 42. But two pots of dualities, plus the fact that the deck does special summon with Spy and stuff like that. And by the way, there's another way to get Visionary out if you're wondering. You don't have to just normal summon him. Two Gravekeeper Steely, it's your recycler of the deck. Two MSTs because I do not run Lance because Lance just contradicts with everything because you're running low-level monsters. You don't want to, make them even lower. Stuff like that. And plus it helps me get out from things like Fiendish Chain and stuff like that. Two Solidarities and one Wonder Wand. The Wonder Wand may become a third Solidarity eventually. The reason I love Solidarity in this deck, yes, it hinders my extra deck because I can't use it, but pretty much the only card I ever use in my extra deck is Gaga Cowboy. Yeah, I can use other ones, but those are only if I'm going to go against the wall. So the only one I would save for a card to use in your extra deck you really need to use is Gaga Cowboy for game. You can use other ones too if you need to, but really, Solidarity makes you run around with 28 beat sticks that can get over just about pretty much else. And the Wonder Wand may become a Solidarity eventually, but the reason why it's still in there is because it really helps in a pinch. If my back's up against the wall, I can pop a monster, draw 2 cards, or I can use it for a equip spell and get over something. It's come in handy if if Necrovaz is on the field to make my monster big enough to get over stuff. So yeah, it comes in handy a lot, believe me. And one of the other combinations I'll talk about Gravekeepers too is one of the reasons why I didn't mention it earlier, the reason I love Assailant at 2 is also if I have Commandant. Let me explain this to you guys. I'll go back for a second. I think you guys don't mind. But one of the reasons why I love running Assailant at 2 is if you have Necro Valley in hand and you're already doing something on the board, and say the play that you're doing on the board backfires. If you have Necro Valley or Commandant in hand, this can become a way to get out from their XYZ or big monster they summoned or situation you're in. But back to the spells now, guys. I'm sorry for from diverting from what I was doing. 1 Dark Hole, 1 Book of Moon. Self-explanatory. For traps now, I'll explain to you why I do not run Royal Tribute at the end. 2 Rider Spirit, great card. It's your Monster Reborn, Call of the Haunted, whatever you want to call it. 2 Mirror Force. Your one-ofs, thanks to the TCG ban list, Torrential, Compulse, Bottomless. Thanks to the TCG ban list. Yay, we love that ban list, don't we? Sometimes I hate it, sometimes I love it. 1 Fiendish Chain, because I didn't want to run the deck over 42, so 1 Fiendish Chain. And finally, 1 Magician's Circle and 1 Dark Illusion. Magician's Circle helps you get out other spellcaster type monsters. It's a really cool card to play, which I'll explain. I'll read it to you first. If you guys may have noticed this card before, it was in the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime series at the end when Yugi was facing Atim, the Pharaoh. He used this in the final match, and it's really cool. I'll read it off to you what it does. It states, activate only when a spellcaster type monster declares an attack. Each player selects 1 spellcaster type monster from their deck with an attack of 2,000 or less. Then special summons it into the field in face-up attack position. Okay, pretty much that means you can special summon Visionary from your deck free. That's amazing. And plus it makes it mandatory for your opponent to special summon a spellcaster monster if they had. My favorite target for them to do is if they have Effect Veilers in their deck, Effect Veiler, they have to summon Effect Veiler to the field in attack mode. And I can run over that card for game a lot of the times with a big Visionary attack monster. But if they're running like small little, spellcaster monsters for support, it works out well. If it's spell books, it's no big deal. I just can run over something and do good. And Dark Illusion's good because I'm running pretty much all darks, so it gives protection to all of my monsters. Dark Illusion states, negate the activation of a spell card, trap card, or effect monster's effect that targets a face-up dark monster, and destroy that. So if they make Volcasaurus and they try to pop something, you blow up their Volcasaurus, but anything like a spell card, trap card, monster effect, you can protect one of your dark monsters where, if it's like Torrential, you can just blow it up to Torrential. But we have Magician's Circle and Dark Illusion. Now, pretty much for the extra deck, like I said, the only thing you need to run is Gaga Cowboy. You can run other good things in the extra deck just to get out of sticky situations, though, if you want to. But that's player preference. And the reason I do not run Royal Tribute, you may ask, is because of one simple reason I've been trying out lately. When Royal Tribute was at 3, it was great. When Royal Tribute was at 2, it was still okay. When Royal Tribute went to 1, it became a big dead draw problem with the deck. It was more of a dead draw than Wonder Wand for me. Why? With Wonder Wand, I could use it to equip something. It had multi purposes. With Royal Tribute, if I didn't get it off first turn on my side of the field, it was really me. It didn't do that good for me. That was just player preference. I tried it out. I was fun. A lot of my friends at locals that play Gravekeepers for a long time actually agree with me. About 3 or 4 of them do. Pretty much that's every Gravekeeper guy that's at my locals. I've talked to other players that play Gravekeepers. They kind of agree with me. It's become kind of a dead draw unless you want to draw to that card very quick using Upstart Goblin or Pod Dualities and more pots and more Upstarts and stuff like that. So you can get your Necro Valley Royal Tribute, set up. Because if you draw Royal Tribute late game, it's really not that good. It does nothing for you. It's just a dead draw card usually. But that's the reason why I would rather have something that can be live possibly than something that's just broken and it's a lot less likely to go off now since it's at 1 instead of 2. But that's my reason why I do not run Royal Tribute. I hope that explains it to you guys, and I'm sorry I have a cold and I'm very congested right now with my voice. But take care, everybody. Take care. Have fun dueling. Good luck dueling. And I'll see you guys next time. Seto Kaiba, I'm out of here.